Okay guys, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at testing that our HTTP server is set up the way we expect it is. So we have it installed, we've got all our updates, we've gone through the process of starting and stopping it and setting it up so that it auto starts if the system's rebooted. So just to confirm that it's started, we'll do the thing to our localhost, httpd://localhost. We get this lovely test page. I want to change that test page to be something else. I'm just going to change it to be to say our test page, and that's it. So to do that, there's a couple of different ways I can go about it. I'm going to use the terminal for doing this at the moment. Our web server's home directory is in /var/www in this version of Fedora. It can be in different places depending on the Linux operating system you're using, or when you install it, you could have actually installed it into a different spot if you did that on purpose yourself. In this folder you'll see there's a CGI bin, an error folder, a HTML folder, and an icons folder. The important one for us is this HTML folder. So if I go to create a file here, and I call it index.html, and I'm just going to make this a very simple web page. So HTML, head, title, our test page, close the head, open the body, in a heading 1, we'll just put our test page, close the body, close the HTML, and now we'll try to save this. Now you'll notice it's not going to save. The reason it's not saving for us is that we actually didn't really have rights to do what we're doing here. So what we want to do, and just so I don't have to type this all again, I'm going to copy it. I'm just going to switch to be the super user for a second. This isn't how I'd really recommend you do this. Right now I'm only doing it just because I want to get this to work really quickly. So that's the same files as I had there before. This time when I save it, it'll be saved. Now when I come back over to my web browser and I refresh here, now I get our test page. That's the HTML of the file that I just created. There's a reason for that, and it comes from our httpd.config file. I'll get into that in a later video, but it pretty much works out that if we don't have a file in this folder, or we don't have an index file in this folder, what we'll get is we'll get that page that we saw come up. So if I move that file to myfile.htm, so now there's only a file in there called myfile.htm. If I refresh now, I'll go back to the test page, but myfile.html will actually still be accessible. And I'll show you that setting when we get there. This just shows us that we do actually have our web server set up and it's working the way we expected it to work. So at this point, all is good. Our next step is going to be to take a look at having our website accessible from other systems and other ways to access our website, and we'll do that shortly in our next video. See you then.